What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Welcome back into another video, and today we're finally doing it. We're finally coming out with my 2022 New York Giants NFL mock draft, 7-round mock draft. It's gonna be 6 rounds, obviously, because the Giants only have up to 6 rounds in this draft, in the 2022 NFL draft. So that being said, guys, let's get right into it. Before I start this video, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe for NFL content just like this. Now, this mock draft is gonna it's in the middle between predictive and in the middle of what I want to happen, almost like, right? So like if I'm the GM, but kind of predictive at the same time. So we're gonna try to do this the best way we can. Now you're gonna notice some things that are not really very common in most New York Giants mock drafts. A lot of them have like wide receivers going early. I don't have that, but you guys see when you guys look at it. Okay, so that being said, let's start off with the number 1 pick for the Giants, 5th overall, and I have the New York Giants selecting Ekwonu, offensive tackle out of North Dakota State. Now, this is one of my favorite prospects in this entire draft. Now, I acknowledge I don't think he's the best tackle in this draft. I just think he's the right tackle for the New York Giants. Now, if Evan Neal were to fall to 5 and Ikem Ekwonu are still there as well, if somehow, some way there were no offensive linemen taken in those first 4 picks and somehow Evan Neal is still available, I'm taking Evan Neal. Just take the better tackle there. Now, as far as who's the better fit for the Giants, it's Ikem Ekwonu. Why? Because right tackle, usually it's the better run blockers, right? Ikem is better at run blocking, and it has to work on his pass blocking. Andrew Thomas stays at left tackle, does well at left tackle, and leave him there. Ikem Ekwonu coming in there as the right tackle would be absolutely phenomenal. Now, if Evan Neal if you were to swap out Evan Neal for there, it would be the same thing. Great right tackle. But I have the Giants getting Ikem Ekwonu because I just, in my prediction, I feel like Evan Neal is going to be off the board before the Giants pick at 5. Let's move on to the 7th overall pick, and I have the New York Giants selecting Ahmad, Gardner, the cornerback out of Cincinnati. He's becoming my favorite corner in this draft. I was a big Derek Stingley guy. Shout out to Diggy, who's an LSU fan, big Derek Stingley guy. I'm more so on the Ahmad Gardner train. I think he is too as well, but I'm more so on the Ahmad Gardner train, man. I love the way this guy plays. I've been watching a lot of film with him as well because obviously the Giants have been mocked to get Ahmad Gardner so many times. We don't know what's going on with James Bradberry, but we're 95% sure that Ahmad Gardner is probably not going to be with the team, whether he's being traded or been released. Somehow they got to clear up that cap, and he just frees up too much cap space for the Giants to miss out on. So I feel like, the Giants are going to need a corner there. Why not get the best corner on the board and one of the best players available in Ahmad Gardner? Very long length, very lanky corner, not afraid of getting in there and tackling one-on-one. Not the best at it, but then again, what corner really is best at tackling one-on-one? Very, very good when breaking off of routes, and Ahmad Gardner's just everywhere, man. Great man-to-man corner. I think he's gonna be fine in the NFL. He's gonna be great. So moving on to the 2nd round. Now, this may be a little bit of a controversial pick because people just don't want this to happen, but I'm going a little predictive here. And honestly, if this does happen, I'm not very mad at it at all. But the New York Giants selecting Lewis Cine, safety out of Georgia. Now, if he's available, I find it very hard for the Giants not to kind of pull the trigger on this. First of all, the Giants, I know it's different GMs, but the Giants have this thing with selecting safeties in the 2nd round, right? You go back to Landon Collins, you go to Xavier McKinney, and now here you are with Lewis Cine. But it's very, very possible with the release of Logan Ryan, it has a big hole there with the safety position. Xavier McKinney and Julian Love, and who even considers Julian Love a safety, right? We can consider Julian Love like a DB, a guy that plays in the slot and sometimes plays safety, rotates around, right? It's kind of a Swiss Army knife back there, but we really don't have a safety besides Xavier McKinney. and the Giants just need one, okay? We haven't even gotten one in free agency. We haven't addressed the position whatsoever. So Lewis Cine, safety out of Georgia, I think is one of the best one-on-one tacklers in the draft for safeties, for DBs in general. And as far as the defenders in general, he's a great one-on-one tackler for his small size. Now, he is on the smaller side, but he does play extremely strong. He plays extremely big, as if he is a bigger safety. I feel like if he bulks up a little bit, he's going to be a very, very hard-hitting presence in the NFL. And Lewis Cine, I definitely can see falling in the second round. I see him being mocked in the first, but I think he's going to fall to the second, and Lewis Cine should be available there. You can go in other directions. You can go like edge rusher if you wanted to. You can go like wide receiver, but I think with just such a big hole there we have at safety, I feel like that may be addressed much sooner than we think. Moving on to the first third round pick that we have, that is 67th overall. The New York Giants select Ed Ingram, guard out of LSU. I love this guy. All right, love this guy. Great in pass protection, very good in run blocking, very strong, plays extremely strong, knows how to get to the second level. I think he's going to be a very fantastic fit for the New York Giants. Listen, we need guard help. I know we're getting a lot of depth, right? You know, signing we just signed Max Garcia as well. All right, we got a couple guys in there, Glowinski as well. Will Hernandez left in free agency. You know, we have Glowinski there. We don't know really what's going on with Nick Gates at all. Getting Ed Ingram in there and getting some more competition with a third round pick can help this offensive line. Moving on to our second third round pick, that is 81st overall. I have the New York Giants selecting Brandon Smith, inside linebacker out of Penn State. If he is available, I know inside linebacker is not our biggest need, right? It's not the biggest need. Tate Crowder's okay. Blake Martinez coming back from injury. I don't know if we still have Jalen Smith. Could be wrong about that. I think we still have Reggie Ragland. And Benardrick McKinney, who's been playing well, who has played well with the Giants ever since he came to the Giants. He actually was one of my standout linebackers last season. But we can still get a lot better at the position and provide some more competition and a possible upgrade there. Brandon Smith is a fantastic linebacker that is definitely being overlooked. I think he can fall to the third round here. The New York Giants taking him here. Very good at, tackling from an angle. Very good at following running backs out there and can stop the run very nicely. Has decent pass coverage skills. But then again, we don't really need that too much from him. But I think would be a good addition to this defense and add him onto the rotation of things and possibly win the job over from Tate Crowder. Because let's be honest, Tate Crowder is good. We like Tate Crowder, but there's a lot left to be desired with Tate Crowder. I feel like Brandon Smith and these Penn State linebackers are coming out pretty well. Okay, you look at Micah Parsons last year, but Brandon Smith is a very, very good linebacker, and I've got the Giants taking him 81st overall. Moving on to the fourth round, I know the Giants need to address tight end somehow. I know the Giants signed Ricky Seals-Jones. I don't really think of it as kind of a guy that's going to be starting there. He's our for sure starter there at tight end, and there's no talking about it, right? I got the New York Giants taking a tight end, and there's one that I'm really getting infatuated with, and that is Jalen Wydermyer, tight end out of Texas A&M. Now, this guy can be an all three down tight end. I know we talk about, Evan Ingram, Ricky Seals-Jones. These guys are like wide receivers playing tight end, right? We want a guy that is still athletic, but can play the tight end position and block really, really well. Jalen Wydermyer is, to me, going to be a sleeper in this draft and going into the NFL. He's definitely a three-down tight end, can definitely block, has the athleticism, has the build of one of the more athletic tight ends out there, and has a case of the dropsies. I get that, but I think can shape up to be a very, very good tight end in the NFL. Just having a guy that can block for you goes a long way when having a tight end, because more and more you're seeing these guys just catch the football. Well, we still have to have tight ends blocking, and Jalen Wydermyer, to me, it doesn't look like he could block, but he can definitely block, and I would love this pick for the Giants. On top of that, it really allows you to address the tight end position without reaching too high, right? Trey McBride would honestly be... He's like the Pat Freiermuth of last year's draft, right? Everybody acknowledged that Pat Freiermuth was probably a second-round pick, but was going to be a great addition to he was going to be a great tight end, right? Everybody loved Pat Freiermuth in the second round. Same thing with Trey McBride. Him coming into the second round. People love Trey McBride. but you don't have to reach that high for tight end, all right? You can go down there in the 4th round and get a Jalen Wydermyer and be okay? George Kittle was selected in the 5th round. Let's just all remember that, okay? So that being said, let's move on to our 5th round pick, our 147th overall pick, and that is Kyren Williams. This is a little predictive here, but Kyren Williams, running back out of Notre Dame. Now, a lot of people have his draft stock a lot higher. I've seen 3rd round, I've seen 4th round. But with Kyren Williams, he ran a slow 40 time, 4.65. Apparently a lot of people pay attention to that, right? He ran a 4.65 40 time. He's not that slow, but that's the time he ran. He's a smaller back, weighing in about like 5'9". I think he's a bigger back, but he's smaller, 5'9", like 185, maybe 190. Definitely has a bigger build to him, but he's only 5'9". He runs the ball pretty well, but he's not the fastest, right? So that to me can make him fall a little bit. I think he'll be an absolute steal here in the 5th round if he were to fall. Listen, good players fall all the time. Good players fall in drafts all the time. You're going to see it in every single draft, in every single position, all right? Kyren Williams is a guy, to me, I'm thinking predictive here. To me, I think Kyren Williams could fall in this draft due to the fact that he doesn't possess like elite speed for a smaller running back, and kind of, 5'9", it's not really just eye-opening for a lot of GMs out there. But listen, he runs the ball extremely hard, runs in between the tackles, extremely tough runner, and catches the ball extremely well. And catch this, he also is a 3-down back with pass protection skills, okay? Despite his size, when you turn on the film and you watch him pass protect, he's actually pretty damn good at it for his size. So I think he could be a 3-down back. I'm not saying he's going to be our workhorse by any stretch, but anything we ask this guy to do, he's probably going to do it and do it pretty well. So I would definitely consider taking Kyren Williams in the 5th round. Now we move on to our 173rd overall pick, and that is Velus Jones, wide receiver out of Tennessee. You guys know that he lit up the combine. He ran probably the best, I think he ran the best 40. I could be wrong. I think he ran the best 40 time of this year's combine. He's a burner. He's a guy that just goes deep, right? I like Velus Jones a lot. Just for that reason. Now, he doesn't catch the ball extremely well, not the best route runner. Tennessee just has him running streaks all the time, so you don't really get to see or showcase what he really does. He either takes a screen or he just goes, runs a 9 route. But the Giants, to me, listen, I know a lot of people want the Giants to address wide receiver, get like a George Pickens in the 2nd round, go in the 3rd round and get a wide receiver. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like Kenny Golladay. I like Kadarius Toney. I like Sterling Shepard. I know these guys get hurt, but you look at the depth that the Giants have at wide receiver. I think we're going to be okay for right now. I think we're going to be okay, but we're heading towards the later rounds. Might as well get a guy that possesses something elite, that is far down there, and that's speed for Velus Jones, right? He doesn't have elite catching skills or elite route running, but he's an elite runner, all right? So I'm definitely going to go into the 5th round in those later picks and try to find any kind of depth that possesses something elite, right? Something that they can call their bread and butter, and that's Velus Jones for me. So we move on into the 6th round, our last pick, 182nd overall. I had the New York Giants selecting defensive lineman Isaiah Thomas. Now, you'd be surprised how many freaking Isaiah Thomases out there that play sports. It's ridiculous. But Isaiah Thomas, D lineman out of Oklahoma, I like this guy a lot, especially for a 3-4 defense. This is a guy that can play the 5 tech, can attack from the 3 tech. I think can just be rotated all around, kind of like a RJ McIntosh type guy, right? You look back a couple of years ago, RJ McIntosh was a guy you could put in the 3 tech and sometimes put outside. You could put him everywhere, and he was a depth piece. Same thing I see for Isaiah Thomas, a depth piece that can compete at most of the techniques there, most of the positions on that defensive line. And I like him. I think he's going to fall into the 6th round. And it provides depth for the Giants and doesn't really, address it too much, but provides depth for it, because I really want to see, Azeez Ojulari go out there and ball out, and Ellerson Smith get a chance. So we'll see them get a chance. I've said this already. If the Giants do not attack the edge rushing position in the 1st round, like with the 5th or 7th overall pick, or if they trade down, whatever the case, if they don't go out in the 1st round and address edge rusher, just don't do it at all. I'm tired of getting 2nd, 3rd round picks, 4th round picks in that edge rushing group, and then the position not upgrading at all. Okay, you're just wasting a pick. and you're pretty much drafting the same player that you already have, right? Developmental players that really don't show up into nothing, okay? So if you don't get first round talent at the edge rush position, don't bother addressing it except for depth in the later rounds, because those middle rounds and really need to be addressed to other positions like guard, like safety, like tight end, like maybe linebacker or running back. All right, these positions need help. All right, and we have a lot of young talent on that edge rushing group, so we don't need to add any more, because you're not upgrading at all. You're just filling a gap. So that being said, guys, that is my mock draft. I know it may have been interesting because it's pretty different than what I've seen other people do, but this is what it's kind of predictive mixed. I don't know, man. It's a mix. It's a mix of what I want to happen versus what I think is going to happen. But that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next video.